The great philosopher Plato once said, "The happier man is one who lives morally." Even thousands of years ago, people had this thought of how happiness is the key to a fulfilled life. The only question is, where does this happiness come from? I believe that it comes from moral highs and compassion towards everyone in society by helping anyone who needs it. I have this philosophy that I try and live my life by, that if you help just one person, no matter who it is, that it can cause a chain reaction and eventually change the world. There's just one problem. There's so much sadness and horror in today's society that's glamorized on television and on the radio and everywhere. And you see all horror more than you see the good things. And it makes it seem like there's nothing you can do to help solve it. But in reality, the littlest thing can help change all of that horror into something great. My dad has been coaching soccer for what seems like a million years. And something that I always learned from him was that if he can just affect one person, it can affect everyone in that person's life. And he knows that he at least did one thing right if he had changed at least one person's perspective on anything. He coaches this group of kids about a sport that he is so passionate about, it radiates off of him. And that's going to help them gain their passion. If not in soccer, in anything. And they'll never forget who my dad was for helping them see their true potential. And that's the whole point of my idea, to help everyone to see the beauty in life, themselves, and the world, to help make brighter futures. There have been many research studies showing the effects of volunteering on the brain. There are only positive effects shown by this therapy. In one specific study called The Benefits and Risks of Volunteering, researchers took patients with a chronic pain condition or depression and had them fill out questionnaires measuring pain, self-efficacy, and disability before and after a 3-week period. This was to see if there could be a transition from patient to peer. For volunteering, the patient's measurements in pain had dropped immensely. The same with depression. This was shown to have come from a sense of purpose and making a connection. Further research showed that after several months of volunteering, the pain and depression continued to drop and remained stable. This began to benefit both the patients and the peers because it started an almost constant transition of patients to peers and helping others. I found this very interesting because it almost seems to show that everybody needs somebody. There is another study called The Neural Substrate of Human Empathy that supports the view that the brain creates a cognitive and motivational response when seeing somebody in pain. It does this because when you see somebody in pain, it triggers that same pain in your brain, and that causes the person to want to help the other. In my opinion, that proves that helping can cause a chain reaction because no one wants to be in pain themselves, and people don't want to see others in pain. Now, there are many ways to take this idea and run with it that aren't as far-fetched as one may think. It can be as easy to going to a local soup kitchen, food banks, or even giving up your seat on a bus for an elderly person. And just making that one person smile and showing compassion and love in the littlest of ways is what's going to make the change. Then, if you happen to be in a position where you can go on across the world trips to help people, mission trips, visit organizations that all of this money is getting donated to, and helping one-on-one, that can make an even bigger change. There's an organization called the Lost Children of Peru. It isn't as well known as places like UNICEF or others that you see on the TV. But it's where children who are sick, abused, found on the street, or even missing limbs are taken in and given the medical attention needed. These are kids who everybody would see as sad and miserable, when in reality, they're the most joyful children. And it's because of how much love they're shown that's going to help them want to change others' lives and continue showing the compassion to everyone as they were shown in their time of need. I don't believe that donating money is enough to change the world. It's helping that one person see the light in the dark and showing compassion and making someone laugh and smile is what will make a difference in someone's future. I'm not saying that all of this is going to end poverty and world hunger and everything wrong in the world, but this could be a step in the right direction. My dad taught me that everyone should live their lives to leave the world a better place than how they found it. I think that compassion and love are the keys to changing the world. And if everybody lived their lives to leave the world better than how they found it, I believe things can start looking a lot less grim and a lot more hopeful.